Southside Steve, and I'm here without Jeff Cole, who's currently vacationing, but you know what? The show must go on. One of the greatest songs by Queen. What is it? Queen. What did I say? It's Queen,
you
right?
Said cream.
I said cream. It's not cream.
Cream.
It's Queen. I got my cream and my queen mixed up. That's a horrible thing to do, but it happens. Hey, it's Southside Steve, and I am here today with Rick Barrick. Rick, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Rick is he's a musician. He is. And he's also a fundraising kind of guy and a fun guy. And what you're doing, I just want to tell you that I think it's huge. Because, you know, I always tell people, you're good until you get bad news. Sometimes it's from the doctor. You don't feel well. You go in, something can happen.
Yep.
And to me, if you can run to the mailbox and pick up the mail and run back in the house, then life is good. And you're with actually the group, one of the bands that's going to perform on an event we're about to talk about. Not only that, but you're also running the Atlanta Cancer Care Foundation. You're one of the people that work there and raise money for people. So for our listeners right now, can you explain that to me, exactly what you guys do?
Sure. So yes, I'm one of the guys that's on the board of directors for Atlanta Cancer Care Foundation. And what we do, we've been around. This is actually our 25th year that we're celebrating this year. And we help folks who imagine getting a cancer diagnosis. Just you've visited the doctor, you've been told the news, you know, a million things are going through your mind. One of which, for many people, how am I going to pay for this?
Yeah.
And you know, we run the numbers. Let me give you a few numbers. 6.2 million Atlantans are here in the metro area.
So that's living just inside the metro, that many, because I think it's like 8 or 9 even all around the city. We've grown so much.
Yeah, it's crazy. But we are the Atlanta Cancer Care Foundation. That's our territory. That's you've got who are forecasted to get a cancer diagnosis. Okay?
Is it that much?
Yes.
See, that is scary. I mean, it's still a small number compared to the overall population.
It is.
You know, millions. But still, man, 27,000, that's scary.
Right. And then look on top of that, the average, when you look at the percentage of folks who live paycheck to paycheck and throw that against that number of 27,000, it's about 17,000 folks in the next 12 months will get a cancer diagnosis who live paycheck to paycheck, which by definition means you got enough to pay for your expenses, but not really anything else on top of that. Certainly not for medical expenses when you get a cancer diagnosis.
Yeah, even if you have insurance, and I know people that have gone through it, God bless them. You know, some people are taking medication, some people go chemo, and no matter what, those services I know are very expensive regardless, and they'll tap into insurance. And even if you have great insurance, you still got to pay the deductible.
That's right. That's right. So last year, and I'll get to what our mission's about. But last year, our foundation, again, we're celebrating 25 years. We were able to help about 1,750 people.
That's huge.
Yeah, but I'm not great at math, but I know that's 10%. Okay,
Yes.
so that's 10%.
Yes.
So 9 out of 10 people who have a cancer diagnosis who are having financially tough times, we're not able to help those folks.
Well, how do you deal with that as an organization? Not to stop you, but when you're sitting there, it's almost like we can't, we can. How do you decide who you're going to help? Who's in the worst financial situation? Is it an interviewing process, or are there other groups to assist you guys?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we work with a number of different healthcare providers, and we work with their social team, their social worker team, and they're the ones that are really on the front lines. They see the folks who are kind of dealing with the shock of getting a diagnosis like that. And it's like they have a sixth sense about knowing folks who, oh my gosh, I can tell they're going to have troubles with it. And so it's that network of social workers who really help us with identifying folks who have need. And let me tell you something, it's a quick process. It's like a 1 or 2 pager that they fill out, and within 48 hours, boom, we're there with help with a grant. And that grant could come in the form of a lot of different things. Somebody could bring us, a utility bill. I mean, it's cold outside right now. And they may have problems paying for the heat. Heat's getting ready to get taken away from them and so forth. We could pay that immediately. within 48 hours of getting a form for that kind of. So a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
We find out what the need is, and we give them a grant to meet that immediate need. Now, it's not a long-term solution. There are other services and other providers for that, but we're really there to bridge that gap, and that's what we really do so well.
Okay. All right. That makes sense to me. You're not like, don't come to me with your country club bill. We're not keeping you at the country club. But yes, the necessity when they're trying to get money and trying to get help. I love it that you guys can come in and go, hey, we're here in this in between. You know those resources so you can advise them. And then you're right. If there is several bills that need to be paid, or here's a $200 grocery card.
Exactly.
Go
right.
get groceries. I love that. And then that's where you've got to raise a lot of money, because I imagine at the end of the year, you guys are at $0.
Well, there 2025. So halfway through 2025, because we're doing our board meetings, once a month, we're going over the numbers. And man, the number of grants that we were doing was far outpacing what we did in 2024. The need was huge. And even though we had a great year in 2024 fundraising, we had to dial back what we were able to do in order to make it to the end of the year. That's the kind of thing that we have to constantly make decisions on, and it's heartbreaking.
Gosh.
So when it comes time for us to get out in the community, and this event's really designed to do that, like some of the other fundraisers that we do, that's what I like to lean into, just to give people the perspective of what we're dealing with. I mean, we're ecstatic. We have grown probably 2 or 3-fold just in the time that I've been with the board over the last 8 years or so, which is amazing. But it's not, again, 1 out of 10 we're able to help. Yeah.
That's tough. Again, we're talking with Rick Barrick of the Atlanta Cancer Care Foundation. You're on the board, and like you said, you're trying to do what you can. You do fundraisers, but the one that you're putting together right now is very cool, and it's in Roswell, and it's at Rock and Taco, and I love that location. It's great for music. It's the one bar on Canton Street that I would say that suits me. It's it's kind of like if you missed out on Buckhead, Atlanta, that's it. It's just a fun bar you go into. It's got its theme. It's got its live music, and you're actually in a band, and this event is going to happen, and I actually am going to be the MC for this event, and it's on a Sunday night. And everybody's probably going, why would you do an event on Sunday night? Monday hits us in the face. But you came up with the coolest concept. You're going to do something totally wrong. I'm against it because I think it might have happened in a couple of elections. But you can buy the election. This is 3 bands competing, and the event starts at 6, goes to just before 10 o'clock on a Sunday night. You can get a babysitter because you're voting. It's $10 to vote, but you can buy as many votes as you want. You literally can buy votes for one of the 3 bands. You can wait and come and watch them perform and decide on the spot which one you like best, or maybe you're a fan of one of them and you want them to win. So buy the votes, but show up and participate. Now, Rick here's in one of the bands, and we're going to talk about that, but it's happening again at Rock and Taco on President's Weekend. You're so smart. Voting, buying the vote, and kids don't have school on Monday. I think it's genius.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, I was working with a guy that we both know, Francisco Vidal. Amazing guy. It's helped me pull this together with the folks at Rock and Taco. And we were looking for a time.
Now, Franny, I got to say it right here. I played soccer against Franny when he was in high school. He played for Fayette County. I was at MD Collins. We're both Southsiders. So he should be Southside Franny, but he didn't. He doesn't carry it. I carry it. I carry the weight of the South Side.
That's right.
But no, I remember him, and he was in 10th grade when I was a senior, and that dude was a jersey puller. He was a mean player. He and I got into it on the soccer field. And then he was the same age as my middle brother. And then we got into amateur soccer, and we were on the same amateur team, and it was the 96 Rock team that I'd put together, and we were first division.
Wow.
And Franny's a great baller, but he's also a great singer. And, yeah, I remember him in the 90s playing. And the fact that he's still out there doing it and helping you is huge.
Yeah, Fran, not only is he a great singer, he's a great guitar player as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. But, yeah, I've known Fran for several years now. And, in brainstorming this, we came up with the Sunday after Super Bowl, football's gone. it's dead. It's not quite. We haven't hit St. Patrick's Day and all the festivities that come with that. So we thought, well, this would be the perfect time to go do that. And you know, we originally, when I was talking to Bob, our executive director over the foundation, we were thinking about doing a concert. And I said, great. Not only my band, we'd like to get some other guys to play with. So it's not just us, but although we routinely do 3 or 4 hour shows, we'd love to play with some other guys. So Fran had a couple people in mind with that. So we've got 2 awesome bands that are going to be joining us. Family Truckster, a bunch of great guys out of the Dunwoody area. They're going to be bringing a whole boatload of fans and supporters. So we're really excited about that. And then also another band called Better Than Silence. So those guys are fantastic.
By the way, that's a great name, Better Than Silence. Think about it. Would you rather be quiet or listen to us? That is a cool band name. And then your band name, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Sonic Alley. Sonic Alley, we've been together for about, I guess, going on 5 years now, and have a ball playing. So we're really, really excited. We've played Rock and Taco before, and love playing that venue, and excited to play it again.
So Better Than Silence, Family Truckster, and Sonic Alley, and y'all have a neat way of when you're going to perform, and it looks like you're on track to play the middle act, because I'm sure you'll be assisting and doing some things.
Yep.
But again, when you're there and you can ask me a question, don't ask Rick a question while he's playing, but you can come to me. He'll be on the bass, which means you got rhythm, and I dig that.
Yep.
Any bass player, usually they're like the third guy to hook up with a girl in a band, but you should have the most rhythm. I mean, you and the drummer.
Don't even get me started about playing the bass, because it's a blast. You get to connect the rhythm section with the guys on the guitar, right? My band lets me every once in a while get my ent whistle out, so I get to play some Who, and there's nothing more fun than that. I mean, they even let me do a deep cut like Real Me, which is just nothing but 3 minutes of rock and roll bass. So. But no, it's a blast playing, and my guys are just amazing. Every one of the musicians that I play with are just fantastic.
No, and the fact that you guys do this, and I love it. I still love live entertainment, and people don't realize that a lot of these bands are playing some of the music, especially, not that you're that kind of band. You're not somebody that's just like, hey, I just do only this year, only this kind of music. We only do this. It's a variety. I noticed that a lot of you guys get in based on people in the band. I can hear a lot of rock. Maybe I hear a little country. I hear a lot of 80s. But you've perfected it, whereas a tribute band just has to go down that road and be that.
Yeah.
So you guys bounce around, your band particularly, so you get deep rock cuts, and you do what else?
Well, it's funny because it is a cover band for sure, but there's a lot of parallels with an original artist band, because you've got songwriters. They want to get their material in there and so forth. There's a certain amount of songs you could play in a show. And there's always the constant battle about what you're going to put in the set list. Well, the cover band's no different, because we've got 6 people in our band. 6 of us have 6 different sets of influences, right?
I bet.
That's
got to be tough.
Right. So, so it's always a blast kind of pulling that together. And we've done it. We've been, like I said, together 5 years.
Yeah.
We have come up with set lists a number of different ways. Democratically, where all 6 of us have equal say,
right?
To where we've gone the opposite way, where it's the singers pulling the trigger on that. So it's the old rock and roll story about creative friction and so forth. But at the end of the day, it's an interesting stew, because when you throw all those influences in, it really creates something unique.
Yeah.
Now, we specifically wanted to play stuff that was fun to play, because that'll translate to the performance.
Always, if the band's having fun, then we're having fun. So right. Sonic Alley is looking to have a little fun.
That's right. So, we want to have a mix of things. I mean, we don't want to alienate folks that are out there. We want to make sure that it's acceptable or accessible, I guess is the word.
Right.
But we want to be able to throw in like those deep cuts every once in a while. We want to maybe string together a few songs that are like interesting, like a Reese's peanut butter. Wow, chocolate and peanut butter together. What the hell is that, right? So we play with that a little bit. And then we'll play with alternate arrangements. What can we do to create something that's unique? And then, so it makes it fun for everybody. But, with any cover band, that's hard work in the sense that you've got 3 audiences. You got the folks in the band you got to satisfy, right? you've got the folks in the audience. You got to make sure you're not losing them. And then you got the bar owners, right? The venue owners, right? They want to make sure that you keep people satisfied. Hey, let's get them up there on stage, right? So that they're dancing, they're getting thirsty, right? They're buying another round, right? So it's a delicate balance trying to match all of those different competing sometimes interests, right?
Rock and roll isn't easy, and bar owners are particular. I was a bar owner for 5 years, and I brought in bands, and some I'm like, okay, this isn't working. You're never coming back,
right?
Or they tell you they're going to bring this or that. But the good news is that this is for a cause, and this is for people that have been recently diagnosed with cancer and are just strapped. There's no room for medical bills, big medical bills, or constant medical treatment. And if you got to decide between rent and chemo, most parents are going to say, you know what, we're letting the rent go. And then next thing you know, because they want to stay with their loved ones, or worst case, they make the sacrifice going, you know what, honey, hey, we just got to do what we got to do. Don't worry about it. I'll try to catch up on my treatments. And a lot of times that can be a death sentence. It's the scariest thing in the world.
It is. I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, but when you look at the difference between folks who are financially secure and folks who aren't, the differences between their ability to recover and overcome the disease are dramatically different. And that's not acceptable.
No, it's not fair. And, I look at your group and everybody that's coming out from the Atlanta Cancer Care Foundation, and I'm new to this foundation. I'm glad now I know about it. Good. So I'm going to let a lot of people know too. And I hope we have an occupancy problem. I would love to have people just getting their vote in, and we'll squeeze you in one way or another. I got no problem talking to the fire marshal, being like, "Hey, leave us alone, charity over here." But is Bob? You got Bob Boyd, who I know he's executive director that you work under. And again, Rick Barrick here. So Bob will be there. A lot of people from the foundation. People will talk to us.
I'm expecting our entire board to be out there. Everybody's super excited about it. The guy that's president of our board of directors, interesting story, John Bodin. He's at the crossroads of a lot of the things that are happening Sunday night on the 15th.
Okay.
He's a 2-time cancer survivor.
Oh, wow.
And
God bless, man.
Yeah, and did an amazing, was able to overcome that. He is obviously on our board and very much involved, not only as an executive, but also fiscally. I mean, he's a big contributor to the cause. But he's also, in addition to running his own business, he's lead guitarist of a heavy metal band that has toured Europe many times. So,
is he playing?
He's not. He's going to be a judge, though.
Okay, he's a judge. I know, and I know Francisco Vidal will be a judge. You know him from all those early days in Buckhead. If you haven't followed Francisco, you got to look up Francisco Vidal or Franny. Follow this guy. He's like you said, credible guitarist and singer. And he used to play with Justin in the late 90s, which if you've seen Justin, he's around town too. These are just guys that have dominated the last 25, 30 years in bars that you see that are just play it to perfection on whatever it is they're playing, but they're fun. They know how to interact.
They do.
So this is a battle of the bands. So you're going to see 3 bands that are excellent. And after this interview, we're going to play you the promo where you can see the promo. What, it's about 90 seconds?
90 seconds on the dot.
90 seconds of fun. It was put together professionally. It's a really good promo. And you'll see the bands playing. You'll hear the songs. And it's going to sum up everything that we've talked about here today. But the main thing is on your calendar, February 15th. Again, it's a Sunday. But if the kids don't have school on Monday because it's President's Day, why not come and vote? And for the first time, it's legal to buy votes. So if you really dig my man Rick here and you're like, I want his band to win, this dude was on Southside's podcast, then guess what? Buy 10 votes, $100, and guess where that money's going to go? It could go to a power bill, a grocery bill. It could go to any number of things that a family needs in that first 2 to 3 weeks of being hit with a hammer, knowing somebody in their family that they love has cancer, whether it's level 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't. I don't even want to guess. But no matter what, there's tightness there, and then you guys actually help get them in touch with the right people. But that in between time, bills got to be paid, and that's where you step in.
Yeah, I mean, again, not only not only are what we able to do provide some immediate financial assistance, we're fast. We're very fast. We're very nimble. I mean, sometimes within 48 hours, we're able to get the funds in the hands of the folks that we've identified who need it right
That's
away.
unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, timing is really critical when you're in a financially toxic situation.
Yeah, because you're starting to freak out. Everybody, emotions are running high.
Right. That's right. And, and we're a lean and mean operation. It's not like we've got some fancy building, in downtown. We run a very, very tight ship. And because of that, we are able to be very nimble. But, the other thing is that in addition to providing the funds, I think, which is certainly, it's a critical thing. But the second thing that we hear about from a lot of the folks that we've been able to help is that they got this sense that they weren't alone in the fight.
That's good.
That folks that they don't even know are kind of in their corner. And, that's been a strong pull as well. When we've had some fundraisers, we've had the, we've been able to have folks come and speak to what the impact was to their personal situation. That's often one of the things that they refer to.
I think that would be great. I mean, because and it's hard to fight back tears, I'm sure, for a lot of these people.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
In the situation, again, doing this event at Rockin' Taco in Roswell off Canton Street, Sunday night, February 15th. And again, get there at 6. Might want to get there a little early, especially if you want a seat. Rockin' Taco's not going to mind because they're giving us their facility. And, hey, they got some good drinks, run some drink specials. I might even be able to bring up my Yeah Come On Bourbon and do some specials for you.
There you go.
And,
nice.
Why not?
Right.
But I will be the MC there. But this is one of those things that you're right. It's worth that babysitter for a couple of hours to come on into the event. Stay as long as you can. Vote for the band you want. We're not going to get upset if you leave early. The fact you came and voted, which means you spent $10, $20, $30, that's what we're happy about. And that's what goes to these families. One of the last couple of questions I'd like to ask is, once a family has met you, how do they reach your organization? How do they apply? I know it's a 2-page form. Does somebody let them know you exist? Like at the hospital, do doctors, y'all work with hospitals? How do they find you?
Yeah, that's actually how it happens. Is we have a network of social workers that they are aware of our organization.
All right.
They have the forms. They know how to put us in touch with folks who they've identified are good candidates.
Perfect.
And it's a very, very streamlined process.
Well, that's good to know. And again, they can go online. It's the Atlanta Cancer Care Foundation and find all about you guys. And right now, you're on Facebook. I'm looking at it now. It's pretty good, man. Whoever set this up. And it's the Sound of Hope. That's what we're calling this event, February 15th. The Sound of Hope is 3 bands coming out to play and raise money. And they're raising money for cancer victims. And you are a victim when something like that happens. I think it's the worst thing out there. Everybody hates it. Everybody's scared of it. And when a family member gets it, everybody freaks. And with guys like you to help out, I had no idea the statistics. I mean, I knew we were 6.2 million strong, but I did not know 27,000 people will get diagnosed.
In the next 12 months.
In the next 12 months. And out of that 27,000, 17,000 are strapped financially and are hurting and don't have the extra money.
Right.
That's absolutely incredible.
Guess how much the average person pays in their first year out of pocket?
I'm going to go high. I'm going to say 10,000.
70,000.
$70,000 to treat cancer your first year? Okay.
Now, there's a lot of highs and lows there to get to that number for sure. Sometimes it's not that bad. Also depends on obviously your insurance and so forth. But a lot of folks that we're talking about don't have that kind of. So it's a devastating, financially tough situation, and that's what we're here to help with.
So tell me this much: when we do this event, how can they give money to your foundation throughout the year, just in case they can't make it to the event?
So AtlantaCancerCareFoundation.org is our website. And as soon as you go to the landing page, there's a big fat purple button that says donate.
Donate?
Yeah.
That's the only button you need to see.
That's where you need to go.
So what's it called again? What's the site?
It's AtlantaCancerCareFoundation.org.
Okay.
And that'll get you there. And from there, you hit the donate button. And there's really one of 2 options. You could do an immediate donation, or you can do a recurring one that's just drawn from your paycheck every month.
Yeah, to me, I think it's the recurring one. I mean, I've done that with Children's Hospital for years, and then then there's the other group, out of Tennessee. Why am I blank on that? Where it was that girl, it was her father, Danny. What's it called? St. Jude. It hit me. Marlo Thomas.
Right.
Man, she looked good forever. God bless her. Yeah, but man, those are the two I give to because I'm like, I have kids. I was giving to children's before, but then I'm like, what if something happened to me?
Right.
And I got 2 kids, or what if something happened to one of them? There's nothing you won't do.
That's right.
So that's why you give. If you've got some extra money, come on out, do the reoccurring thing if you can. Give $20, $30 a month. But no matter what, come out because the party is February 15th. Again, I love this event. I can't wait to MC it. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
No, come on out. It's going to be a great time. Fundraising for this has been great so far. There's a ton of momentum.
Do you have a goal?
We do have a goal. I'm not going to tell you what it is because we're doing really well with it.
Oh, so you're not putting it out there. A lot of people do. They're like, our goal's here, we're here, and then you do that.
Right. I don't want to play that game per se because ultimately the goal was just something that Bob and I had set when we were starting to organize this 6 months or so ago. I'm happy to say that our expectations are widely been exceeded already. But at the end of the day, going back to the numbers we talked about at the top of the show, 1 out of 10 folks were able to help. That's just not acceptable to me. I can't sleep at night knowing that.
You want 10 for 10.
I want 10 for 10, but next year I'll take 2 out of 10. And then we'll go get that third one the year after that.
I can't believe it's that hard. Those are real numbers.
Those are real numbers.
That's scary.
Those are real numbers.
Your hopes are 3 out of 10 in 2 years.
We're a successful 501(c)(3) organization.
Yeah, man.
We're bigger than most, but still very small. And ultimately, to survive 25 years and continue to grow is a great thing. But it kind of blows me away how much more work there is to be done. So I want everybody to come out on the 15th. We're going to have a great time. The other great thing is that a lot of the fundraisers we've done have been within the ecology community because obviously they support us. They've got a lot of vested interest in it because obviously they provide the health care, and as a part of the way to close that circle is to also help financially with that. But this event gives us a unique opportunity to get outside of the oncology and the medical community into just the general mass. And Bob tells me this all the time. It's like we don't have a fundraising problem. We have an awareness problem.
There you go.
Nobody's ever heard of us outside of the oncology.
I'm hearing about you for the first time, but now I'll never forget it. And now you got me
It's
chirping.
a compelling story.
You got to get people out there chirping and talking about it.
Right. It's a compelling story, and it's one of those things when you sign a check to an organization, you kind of wonder, well, how much of that's going to be admin?
People always ask that.
Does it get to the right place?
Does the guy running the board drive a Porsche?
Right, exactly. And let me tell you something, that is the furthest from the truth here.
Right.
The dollars go here, and then $40 they go there, and almost all of it goes to that person. And it's a compelling organization. Once people understand that, they're all in, and that's really what we're trying to do for all on the 15th is get that word out to more people.
Well, no, there you go. The Atlanta Cancer Care Foundation. Now you know of it. You know what it does. You know it's streamlined. Hey, organizations. This man drove here today. He's in the Exit Wealth Studios with me, Southside Steve, on the Yeah Come On show. It was our pleasure to give Rick a microphone and get this out. And I hope to work with you in the future. I love what you're doing. I love Battle of the Bands. I've done that for years. But this one hits home because we all have lost somebody to cancer. And God forbid it be somebody that can't pay their bills. When you see a famous person get it, you're like, well, at least they got the money for proper treatment. And if there is this secret cure, maybe they got that kind of money. But when the guy next door that's just busting it and just tries to take his family on one vacation a year gets it, that's sad and scary. And he doesn't deserve that stress. He's got enough going on. So again, give if you can. Go to the site, AtlantaCancerCareFoundation.org. My pleasure to have you in here, Rick, and I'll let you toss it to the video we're about to watch. And this is a great video that got put together. It is The Sound of Hope. Check it out. Rick, who are the bands, babe?
So you got 3 bands. They're going to be rocking and rolling on the 15th of February. We've got, of course, the guys at Family Truckster, amazing band. Those guys are going to be bringing it. Better Than Silence, fantastic group. We know those guys. And then, of course, Sonic Alley. Let me tell you something. When you've been to a Sonic Alley show, you will definitely have fun. We bring a ton of energy. This isn't just going to be a charity event. This is going to be a rock and roll concert first and foremost. So take a listen. I think you guys will have a blast. Come on out.
We'll see you Sunday, February 15th. Now, the hardest part for you, and I think you could do it because you probably do some background singing, or maybe you do sing. Can I get a yeah? Come on, Rick.
Yeah, come on, baby. Let's go. Let's do this.
This President's Day weekend, come to Rock en Taco for the Sound of Hope Battle of the Band's concert event, benefiting the Atlanta Cancer Care Foundation. The more dollars you spend, the higher number of votes you get to cast.
You want to do what?
Relax, guys. It's all for a great cause.
More money to buy votes? What's wrong with you people?
Three bands. Only one will emerge.